Welcome, everybody. James St. Clear Sounds Like Videos. I hope everybody can hear me. The last time I used this setup, nobody could quite get me on there. I might not be loud enough. So, yeah. All right. Anywho, um, so there's a lot of things we need to cover really quick this morning. We're going to go over what happened last night with district play and then some interesting news that everybody's going to want to hear about. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Just everybody sit back, relax. We're going to have a good old time here. I guess you can see this a little bit in the background. Here, I'm just going to set this to play. So, there we go. That's the game from boys' game from last night. Yeah, that's a boys' game from last night. So, all right. Let's start off with just general information here. Let's start with what happened in Clinton with boys and girls. That's Class 4, District 13. The girls won over Lamar 62-32 in the first round of district play for them. Where they were at during the quarters and all that stuff, I don't have that information. We did not live stream that one. Apparently something went wrong with the Misha TV, so they just put it on YouTube as normal. Which I was happy to see because even though I didn't watch the full games, I did go through and kind of scrub through them and kind of watch and seeing how that played out. So yeah, that was nice because I didn't want to pay $20 to watch 2 games last night after watching 2 other games that we actually live cast. So So the girls won in that one, and something else special happened here during that game. A senior, Maddie Allard, actually hit her 100 or 1,000 points. So that was kind of a special thing. I'm hearing something in the background here. So it's probably my phone going off or something. No. Oh, I'm hearing the audio from that. This is what I'm hearing. Okay, I apologize. I was like, I hear Stacy talking. So there we go. That gets rid of that. So anyway, Maddie, who has played for Clinton for I think her entire life, she's now hit that goal of 1,000 points. So congratulations to her. Sorry to take away from that moment, but I've seen Maddie play the last couple of years in volleyball, and then of course last year in basketball as well. And it's been a pleasure to watch her develop as a person and then also as an athlete. And of course we do wish her the best. They did win, so they will move on and play Notre Dame de Sion. I think that's how you pronounce it, on March 1st at 6 o'clock. That's Monday. Also, while we're at this point in the bracket, I will say that Pleasant Hill did win over Holden. It was 55-47. So they will advance and play El Dorado Springs the same night, same time as the Clinton game, March 1st at 6 o'clock. But that will be in El Dorado Springs. Live casting on that, not really for sure yet. Jeremy, the AD at El Dorado, said, we might just live stream it through our huddle camera, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. I'm good with that. And then he sent me a message back, said, can you still do this? But unfortunately, Monday I'm out of town, and that's a little late notice in a way. I can't make arrangements, especially for Mondays, because my Mondays are always taken. I'm always out of town on Monday. But anyway, neither here nor there. Doesn't matter. That's where that game is. All right, boys. We've got more El Dorado Springs news here. El Dorado Springs did win over Clinton at Clinton last night, 49-47, close game. Who was it that hit a three-pointer at the buzzer and it was good? It was just, I mean, it was one of those you always want to hit that shot. Maybe it was Ball or I don't know. Somebody knows. Put it down there. Put it down there. I want to give him recognition for that. The boys will advance on, so they will play Lamar. El Dorado Springs boys will advance on, so they will play Lamar on the 2nd at 6 o'clock, and that will be at Lamar. I have already contacted Lamar. They will be live streaming from their school via Misha TV. So if you want to pay the $10 to watch that, you can. So that will be available. And on the bottom side of the bracket, just for those who would be interested in knowing, Barstow will play Pleasant Hill because Pleasant Hill defeated Holden 74-64. Wow, that's a lot of points being scored. Always like that. So, that's where we're at on that. So, let's get over to the let's go to really quick. Do I have those numbers up? Yes, I do. I have them right here. The Archie Wobolo game, which was played last night in Osceola. This is the championship game. That would be Class 2, District 13. So, Archie, in the first quarter, ended Archie 14 12 to 12, Wobolo 12. Second quarter 24 to 22. So this was a tight game. And I tell you what, those Archie girls, they are not a joke. They are the real thing. They are very good. Are they beatable? Yes, they are. Wobolo ran right with them all the way through the game. And then at the third quarter, it ended 36-33. Wobolo was in this the entire time. And then at the end, in the fourth quarter, it just kind of fell apart for Wobolo a little bit. I don't know if it's really it fell apart for him. It's just that Archie just kept going and got better as the game went on. I'll say it that way. Wobolo played their heart out and was playing just as good as they were at the first quarter, where they were only down by a couple of points, and then only down by a couple of points at the end of the second, and then only down by 3 points at the end of the third, and then the fourth quarter, Archie just turned it on. They just hit the nitro and ended the game 52-36. So, their defense was awesome. They've had a great defense all year long. That was the only game that I got to see them play. Moving on. You know what I forgot to do? I was going to do this. Look at this. I was going to talk about it. I was bringing up the photos that we shot. And actually, I was down on the floor shooting while Stacy and Chris were right up there at the top. Oh, you can't. My hand doesn't go over. Okay. I was going to point out right up there at the top. Maybe if I hit the play button, that would work. So, anyway, yeah, those are the photos from last night. So I was down on the court taking these photos. So, which is kind of an interesting thing. I mean, when you get down there on the court and you can like hear every little noise and tit and tat and yell and complaint and ref warning people. it's a different ball game down there, but yeah, this was an awesome game. Two high caliber teams. Archie just they packed some nitro is what they did, and they just cranked it on in the last quarter. And I'll say this, their defense is very good. In fact, can I even bring that up? Yes, I can. I will. Because Archie only has been allowing 33 points per game on average. That's super low. I mean, that they're doing a phenomenal job. I did see, went and scrubbed through a few games that they had done, girls had played, and they have a really good full court press as well. They're able to, I mean, their ability to steal the ball away. You got several girls on this team that are very talented there. So maybe that's something that the coach really does press. But yeah, and they brought a can of nitro and whipped it out in the fourth quarter. Yeah, they really did. So, they only average 49.6 per game, but when you're only allowing 33, I know that's just an average, but I can definitely see that in this game. And of course, Wawala was only able to score 36, so I mean they beat their average, and then Archie, made their average because they scored 52. So anyway, all right, that as it says that. Let's move on to the boys. So yeah, that's the game that's actually playing behind me. So anyway, a little change of pace here. You might be interested because I always talk about Death Wish coffee, but I went and got Hardee's instead. I make my own Death Wish coffee, but this morning where it's just like, I don't feel like cooking breakfast, so I went to Hardee's. Yay. Yay for me. I don't think my volume's loud enough on here. Just excuse me while I adjust something. Here we go. Where is it? EQ, don't. That's not it. Here, gain. Okay. Maybe, I know I did this a while back and people said they couldn't hardly hear me, which is not good. So, we'll see how that sounds. Yeah, I'm coming through way too quiet. Sorry. Here we go. No, that's not helping. Here we go. There we are. All right. Now everybody's happy. Does that make a difference? Okay. All right, moving on to the boys' game. Bring these up here. These are more photos that I shot there at the game. Okay. So, Lakeland, and Wabalo. Yeah, so Wabalo was both boys and girls were in the championship game. So congratulations to them for making it that far. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well for them. Let's just get into this. Had to do that. There was no getting around it. I've been holding it back for a while. Okay. Wabalo showed up to play. Now, Lakeland won or lost one game this year at the last tail end of the season. It was a last-minute game that they put together in Springfield. So a lot of people have been kind of gunning for Lakeland, wanting to knock them off and, knock them down a peg. And I think they did, and a little bit. I think they got a little bit of a wake-up call that, you can be beat. And Wabalo decided that they were going to be the team to do it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So the first quarter, 15-14 Lakeland, and then at halftime, and everybody's like, we didn't expect this. I mean, I was talking to the crowd. I was down on the floor talking to people. It's like, wow, they really came to play. Tied 28-28 at halftime. So I will say this, in the first half, Wabalo couldn't have played a more perfect game. Was there mistakes? But yes, but there were mistakes that's okay to make. We expect, you not to play absolutely perfect, but their shooting was phenomenal. Their defense was good. Lakeland was, they couldn't play their game. But unfortunately, Lakeland has this knack for making adjustments at the half. Seen them do it. In the game against Golden City in the holiday tournament at Wabalo, they were behind in that game at the half, if memory serves me correct. In fact, they didn't come back until the very end to win that game. But they made adjustments. So what Coach Collins is doing, I don't know. I report what happens. I don't figure it out because I can't. But they definitely made some adjustments, and by the end of the third quarter, it was 58-38. So only allowing Wabalo to score 10 points after they had been able to run and gun with probably one of the best teams in this area. So, I mean, kudos to them. They played a great game. It's just that Lakeland really turned it on. I talked to Coach Dreyer after the game. He's like, our guys are young, and they started playing a more physical game, and we're just not that big. So that's quoting him. Paraphrase a quote. Can I do that? Yes. Okay. So then in the fourth quarter, Wabalo actually came back and looked a lot more. They looked a lot like they did in the first half. They really did. But unfortunately, they were down by so much at that point. I mean, it's an 18-point deficit, I think. Is that right? Okay. But anyway, doesn't matter. That they just, with the speed and the ability and the talent that Lakeland has, they just weren't able to make up that deficit. If they had been tied again at the end of the third quarter, I think Wabalo could have pulled this out. I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear me say that, but they were out there to play the perfect game. I mean, well, they were playing a really good game. They had to play perfectly, and Lakeland had to be a little bit on their back heels. And in the first half, it was like that. And it looked like it might continue, but they made adjustments. Lakeland played a little more physical game and was able to pull it out 73-66, which means Lakeland will move on and play. And here is some news. Please share this. Okay. The school put on their Facebook page this morning, about an hour ago, that the Lakeland game against, who are they playing? It's not Maryville. I thought it was. No, that's not right. It's not Notre Dame. I'm going to make sure I get this right. It will be... Oh, I just had this on my screen. Oh well. You guys just enjoy those photos flipping by while I make sure I get this right. Wilmington Napoleon. That's right. It will be on the 22nd. Now here's the important part. It will be not played at either one of those schools. The higher seed school, or whatever they determine, was supposed to determine where that game was going to be played. But, and this was put out by Lakeland, that the game will be played at Clinton at 2 o'clock, or not 2 o'clock, but on the 2nd at 6 o'clock in Clinton. So, and I know a lot of people in the Clinton area have been, a lot of the Lakeland people have been in the Clinton gym. It's huge. They can fit a lot of people in there. So, in fact, Clinton was allowing 4 tickets per athlete now at the end of the season, which is awesome. So glad to finally see that and see the crowds back in the gym. Most likely, if you want to go see the game, you're going to be able to. I know that in Osceola, there was no limits. There's no limitations, because in St. Clair County, everything is, not so dangerous, I guess. I don't know how to put that, really. There's just the spread or whatever it is bad enough that they need to limit crowd sizes. So they didn't. And there were a lot of people there. And I tell you what, those Archie people, they came to party. They were rowdy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Lakeland and Wabalo wasn't, because it was loud in there, which I love, because that's what basketball is. It is a It's 10 guys out on the court, and then everybody else is involved too. They're just not allowed to get out on the court and grab the ball. It can get rowdy. I like that type stuff. So anyway, the game will be at Clinton, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. We will live stream that, as we will with all of Lakeland stuff. Of course, the girls fell to Midway the other night, so they're done for the season. Let me go through this really quick. Gotta do this again. And no, don't start saying I have COVID. Okay, so got a few stats here I'll share with you. As far as the boys game, I don't have the girls for some reason. Start with Woblo. Okay, Herring. I think. Oh yeah, Bradley Herring. 14 points along with Johnson, and then Wilkin 20, and then Johnson hit 4 3-pointers. Is that right? That ain't bad. That's what the stat says. Now, these are unofficial numbers. These are the stats that Stacy took while she was calling the game. So I don't have fouls. I don't have all that, all that detail information, steals and everything. But for as far as the Lakeland boys, Munsterman with 15, Carbolo with 20, Strange with 17, and Meeker with 13. And it shows that Meeker and Carbolo both hit 2 3-pointers. Ketterman had 6 points total. Gavin only had 2. No way. I mean, well, that adds up to 73 points is what they scored. So, I could have swore I seen him make more than that. Maybe he just shot. Of course, I don't have any shots they attempted. She didn't track that, so she just keeps points. But anyway, you had 3 of Wobolo in, double digits, which, I mean, that's good, especially considering that Lakeland doesn't usually give up that many points on average. So, like I said, it was a hard-fought game, and you could see it because it's playing here behind me, right there. There's the game. There's the game. So, but anyway. These photos that you're seeing here, I did post those last night, so if you want to go and look at those individually, you can. I also put a video together with some music in the background as well. Is my music playing? Or am I just... I thought I had music. Where is it? There it is. I'm supposed to have that on the entire time. Oh well. So anyway, like I was saying, these photos right there, you can go look at those on the Sounds Like Videos page. Just scroll down in the feed there, and you'll find them. Also, I did have one person come up and ask me. I think it was the other night at the Lakeland Osceola game. She's like, "Thank you for, doing all that you do and the photos and everything like that." She's like, can I buy some of those photos from you? And here's my thought, here's my policy. If I put it online and you can right click and save as, go for it. Those photos I don't sell. If somebody wanted a high resolution one that they wanted to get printed out that they could actually put on their wall, yeah, I mean, I probably just give it to you, to be perfectly honest. That type of deal. But yeah, anything that I post out there, it's free game. I can't stop anybody from stealing it anyway, and you know what? I do this so people can have it. So if anybody else had any of those types of questions, if they want to take it and repost it on their own thing or make it their profile picture, that's fine. If you want to give me credit for it, I'd appreciate it, but you don't have to. So I do that, and I put that out there for all you out there. And just feel free to do. And watch the live streams and the feeds and the videos over and over and over and over and over and over again, if you like. So, awesome. I think that's all I got. We're all done for now. I'm still trying to figure out for sure what we're allowed and not allowed to do with the videos once their games are done. I know last year we were allowed to put together highlight reels, but from year to year the rules might change, so I don't know if that's allowed to do or not. So I have not done that. I am allowed to release the photos, so we are doing that this year, because I know there's a lot of people who can't go to the game that aren't going to pay the $10 to watch the game, especially when it's $5 to show up to the game. Oh, that is one other thing. Tickets must be purchased for the Tuesday night game through Misha and will be $7. That was more information that was part of that post. So I did share that on there, so I'm sure some people have seen that. So $7 to get in, or you could pay $10 and sit at home and watch it. Yeah. But anyway, should I go on a rant about Misha TV? Yeah, probably not. Probably got myself in enough trouble. Well, okay. I'm glad that they're able to do this, and by no means, look, Misha's got to be able to make money in order to pay for their arenas and do all this other types, everything that they've got to pay for. They have expenses and bills. So I don't blame them for that. It's just whenever, you know, you have a situation that you're keeping $8 of the 10, and yeah, I know it's your organization and stuff like that. It's just, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work and having to figure streaming out for the first time. I know Clinton and then I think Pleasant Hill both had problems with it, and it sounds like that might have been even an issue that people were having with their huddle cameras. So I don't know. It's one of those things. But I do have a problem with the schools putting in these huddle cameras, and I'm going to tell you what they cost. They're just to get the camera for 1 year, to lease it for 1 year. So every year they got to pay the same amount. It's $3,000. $3,000 is what they got to pay. So then if they use it to live stream, and like I think last night for the Archie Wobbler game, 13 people logged on to watch. So they keep 8 of that and 2 go back to us. Well, that's the same with the schools. So the schools who are, you know, never have enough money, they go out and pay $3,000 for this, and the way that they can actually recoup any money from it, 6, 7, 13 people log on to watch. It's just, and part of their marketing was like, hey, you can make money with this. You can pay for the system by doing this. It's not working because people are just too used to watching it for free. So I know I've been a little harsh with Misha about this, but I mean, my goodness, if the schools are going to go through the trouble, buy the equipment, broadcasters are going to go out and buy the equipment, at least give them half. That's not too. It costs $5 to get in. It costs $5, or Misha still gets their $5 every time somebody watches the game, which is the same as a ticket. That's reasonable. If that was the case, I'd be like, I'm shutting up. Shut up. So, yeah. It's just. Now, would the schools get paid back for the equipment? You know, $3,000? And to be perfectly honest, that's about what it costs to put together a system so that you can live stream. Because it's more than just buying a camera. There's more to it. So, plus getting somebody to stand there and hold the camera. I know every school that I've talked to has struggled with that, getting like one of their students to actually man their even huddle cameras that nobody sees the feed except for the coaches. So anyway, we're looking into ways to help schools and fix that. I'm currently looking at the automated systems myself, because I know that there's a lot of schools that I've talked to that could have really used that, but they just couldn't afford to pay the $3,000 for huddle. And that's just for the camera. Then they got to pay for everything else. To do the whole thing, to package and get their standing done, it's like $8,000. Yeah, 8,000 for sports. It's hard to justify that for some schools like Osceola, Lakeland, Appleton City, Montrose. Not saying that I'm not hopefully leaking any information here, but I mean, really, you got to buy tablets for all the kids, or Chromebooks, or do you buy a camera for your basketball team? It's hard to justify that. It is. So, anyway, rant over. I'll quit being so mean to Misha. I mean, they do provide a good service for all of us, and we all do enjoy, the games. So, they're learning. It's their first few years of live streaming too. Actually, Mission TV's been around for a while. I'm gonna get out of here. Gotta go. I just wanted those photos to play a little bit longer, let y'all enjoy them. Thanks a lot for tuning in. James Hinkle, Sounds Like Videos. Well, if there's any more information comes up, we'll let you know.